January 21st is the feast of Saint Agnes. Agnes is one of several women, most of them virgins, mentioned by name in the Roman canon, the first Eucharistic prayer. She died in AD 304, either beheaded or stabbed through the neck, in Rome during the short-lived but intense Diocletian persecution. She had been put on trial because she came from a noble Roman family and had various suitors, none of whom she would marry. And that clearly indicated she belonged to that weird anti-sexual cult called the Christians. The Church has always valued virginity, both in its intentional and physical dimensions. Intentionally, it involves a commitment to abstain from sexual intercourse in order to preserve the virtue of chastity. In the case of a woman, this commitment also finds expression in physical integrity, which is probably why virginity is more frequently associated with women. Why did and does the Church attach such value to virginity? So much that virginal names have been mentioned by the Church in the Mass almost every day for 17 centuries. And what is it about our times that may impede appreciating what the Church values? We need to begin with an understanding that virginity and chastity are not so much no as yes. Karol Wojtyla, St. John Paul II, recognized this back in 1960 when he wrote Love and Responsibility. People think of chastity as something negative, a refusal. It does entail a refusal, but only because it more importantly encompasses a huge yes. Sex and sexual intercourse at their best are profound acts of self-giving, of self-donation. One gives oneself to another in a deep, personal, intimate, and, as traditionally understood, permanent way. One gives oneself. The human self is an embodied self, a soul and a body that together constitute one human person. So one impediment to this appreciation may be the modern attempt to divorce body and soul, reducing the person to a state of mind with maybe the wrong body attached as a tool. Plain human experience denies this dualism. If I were unexpectedly to slap you in the face, you'd probably ask, why did you do that? If I told you because I love you, you'd know I was either crazy or making fun of you because A, hitting my face means hitting me, and B, body and mind are not so separable as to make that explanation credible. So sex at its best is a sign of self-donation. And yes, because we are bodily beings, sensory experiences leave marks that are almost always deep, direct, and lasting. That's especially true for women who, unlike men, tend not to compartmentalize sensory experience, thoughts, feelings, and wants. But for both sexes, one's first love leaves a permanent mark. In mind, in feelings, and particularly in women, in body. That is why chastity is not just an option, but a moral requirement for everybody outside marriage. I know that many people don't honor that norm, but the frequency of its violation doesn't change its nature. We are all, after all, sinners. That universality does not make sin non-sin. But it's not just a question of negativity. Because sex is meant to be such a profound act of self-giving, it cannot be profligate. Love seeks unity. People seek their one true love, their soulmate. If sexual intercourse is an act of self-giving, then one wants to give oneself to one's one true love. That gift is not a test. It's not bestowed with a 30-day exchange or return policy. The dynamic of love says, I want this and I want this forever. That's why chastity asks for that gift to be kept for that one true love. For most people, that one true love is found in marriage. That is also why the Church speaks of sexual intercourse as reserved to marriage, because that is the one situation in which all the conditions that gift seeks, oneness, permanence, totality, unreservedness, exclusivity, fruitfulness, are objectively present. Anything else is selling that gift out for something less. But although most people find that one true love in marriage, there are those for whom that one true love seeks to go beyond this world, to be united to God and His service. That is why consecrated virginity, the decision to abstain from sexual intercourse, is so valued. Not because the Church is anti-sex, but because this woman has decided that the one true love to whom she wants to give herself completely is God. But God is spirit. John 4:24. The woman is not. Through consecrated virginity, she seeks to give herself completely to God, which means that the way typically available for human beings to do this, with other human beings through the reality of embodiment, does not come into play in her situation. She forgoes sexual intercourse not because sex is bad or dirty, but because the meaning of this act with another human being would be dishonest, since she has given herself to another, God. So if our modern world does not understand virginity or even chastity, it's not because the Church's teaching is antiquated or morals have slipped. It rather suggests that the modern world, first of all, despite all its talk about it, does not understand love. It does not understand love and the total gift to another that true love envisions and needs. It settles for sensory experience and stimulation over a deep, profound, and abiding commitment, selling both ourselves and our love short. Agnes did not want to do that. That is why, despite family and social pressures as well as civil persecution, she chose to die rather than give up her virginity. The same was true in the ancient world of Agatha, Lucy, and Cecilia. In our own day, it was true of Maria Goretti, Carolina Kostka, Anna Kolasarova, and Isabel Cristina Campos. It is true because love is timeless. All these women paid the ultimate price for their love and their self-donation. They were all martyrs. There can be no greater proof of their love.